Today is 702nd day that I come here to share lessons I learn. I'm learning. I hope this also supports your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Yesterday I started to speak about the importance of self-awareness. It's very important to understand yourself, to be able to take actions that represents your strengths, weaknesses, all the things that you really want to pursue to really live a fulfilling life. Now, how to build self-awareness? You need to reflect a lot. You need to self-reflect on yourself, on all the things that you like, you don't like, because if you don't know yourself, you will not be able to be self-aware. Now, and yesterday I mentioned that if you really want to self-reflect, one of the best ways to reflect is asking right questions, and a lot of them. And there's a lot of questions that you need to ask, and that means that you're able to look into areas of your life that you want to improve, and you're able to ask questions regarding those areas of your life. Now, I shared on 700 days that what kind of 8 areas of my life I now rate. So I shared that inner peace, physical health, family, career. Number 5 is economic or finances. Number 6 is community. Number 7, adventure. And number 8 is impact. So those 8 areas that I measure, I reflect on, that I could live a much more fulfilling life. And you're able to really take a similar way and really make a list of all areas of your life that you want to improve, and then start asking questions about all those 8 areas, because you need to be aware about them and you need to reflect on them, that you're able to get the best outcome of the growth that you want to make. So today I will make and I'll give you suggestions for 14 questions. 14 questions that you're able to ask no matter what you're trying to improve. And I will share what you mostly improve when you ask a question. But at the end of the day, you will need to decide what area of your life you want to improve and what questions you're able to ask to improve that area. Because it's very, very important. Because when you want to get a good answer, when you want to get answer to anything in between, you need to ask great questions, because great questions lead to great answers. If you ask good questions, you get good answers. If you ask great questions, you get great answers. So it's very important. So today we'll share 14 questions, and let's get started. So first question is, what are my core values? And am I living in alignment with them? So it means, what are your core values? And then now you potentially could know what are your values, but do you live in alignment with them? That means that, do you really represent your values? Do you take actions based on those values? Does your schedule represent your values? Does your money and budget represent your values? Or does your energy represent your values? Because a lot of times where you allocate your money, time, and energy shows what are the values most important. You can say one thing, but do other thing. It's very, very important to ask if I'm in alignment with what I say that is my core values. So this is basically more focusing on inner peace question. Number 2 is, what are my long-term goals and what steps can I take to work towards them? And this is more of a career question. So that means, what are my long-term goals and what steps can I take towards them? That means that we always need to understand there is always short-term goals, mid-term goals, and long-term goals. And we always need to ask, what is a long-term goal? That is the most important part, because when you have that long-term goal, what happens? You're able to ask if those short-term goals that you have that you are working now is aligned with long-term goals. Because so many times people have the big long-term goal, but they're working on short-term goals that doesn't align with long-term goal. And that's I think that a lot of times why people do not achieve the purpose, the vision that they have, because a lot of times they focus on short-term things that they're able to achieve in 1 year or 2 years, but those things doesn't align with that long-term vision. So always need to say that it doesn't matter how much results you're getting from short-term goal. What matters how much that adds up to that long-term vision. Because sometimes short-term results could be much higher than something else that you could do. But if you really want to pursue that long-term vision, something is better to pursue maybe even less results, but something that goes directly to your long-term vision. Number 3 is, am I investing my time and energy on activities that truly matter to me? Am I investing my time and energy on activities that truly matter to me? And that is more like inner peace as well, because when you look into your day-to-day activities, you need to look into, what do you do This could be career, that could be relationships, that could be physical health. There's a lot of activities that you do on a daily basis. And of course, a lot of times people have anxiety, depression, and all the other emotions that is not helpful, is because they do activities that doesn't build energy. Life becomes much more beautiful when you have more energy. And a lot of times you don't have energy because you do activities that drain your energy. Because when you do something that you love, you are waiting to wake up and do the things that you want. Because I know some things that I dread to do and some things that I love to do and I could do almost all day long. So when you do those things that you could do all day long, that means that you will build energy, and of course you'll live a much more fulfilling life. Number 4 is, how do I handle stress and challenges, and can I improve my coping mechanisms? How do I handle stress and challenges, and can I improve my coping mechanisms? Stress and challenges is part of life. If you're breathing, you have challenges, you have stress, you have some kind of disappointments, you have pain, you have problems. This is part of life. Everybody has them, and that's nothing new. But now, what other people have is coping mechanisms. They understand what to do with their stress. They understand what to do with those setbacks. And that's why they move much faster. So that means if you think about your stress, problems, challenges, setbacks, what kind of process and systems in place do you have to handle it much faster? Because I could tell you, some person is having exactly the same setback. One is thinking about it a week, other person is a year. And what is the difference between those? One has a very good coping mechanism, and other one doesn't have mechanism, and it's just hoping that setback will go away with time. So always better to have coping mechanism, just giving that to the time. That is inner peace question as well. Number 5 is, what can I do to improve my physical health, mental well-being, and overall self-care? And this is more a physical health question. So what can I do to improve my physical health, mental health, mental well-being, and overall self-care? That means that we always need to understand that. There's always need to question about your health. Every single reflection needs to include a question about physical health, about your mental health, and really self-care altogether, because again, the energy is very, very important topic. There is no energy if your body is struggling. So taking care of your body, taking care of your car, because of course you have a brain, you have a mind, you have a powerful thinking here. But if you are sitting in a car and your car is empty and there's no fuel in the car, you will not be able to drive anywhere. So that means a Ferrari who could drive very, very fast is not driving, sitting in a parking lot. Exactly the same with our body. Our bodies are amazing tools. They could be Ferrari, but if you don't put any fuel in it, we'll be parking that body. Number 6 is, am I nurturing and maintaining healthy and fulfilling relationships? And that is more the family and friends question. So am I nurturing and maintaining healthy and fulfilling relationships? That is a very, very important question, because relationships is essential. Every single person falls onto relationships. It doesn't matter what kind of relationships, but every single person has some kind of relationships. For the family, with friends, with mentees, mentors, there's so many different relations that is very, very important to take care of. And you need to ask, do you nurture it? Even a relationship with yourself, you need to nurture it. Every single person that you care about, you need to nurture that relationship. You need to ask, what do you do to nurture that relationship? Number 7 is what I'm passionate about, and how can I add more of it into my life? How can I add more into my life? So what I'm passionate about and how I can include more of it into my life. Because again, this is part of the energy topic, because adventure topic. That means that all the things that you do, that you love, enjoy, and brings joy, creates a lot of energy. So when you're passionate about something, you can do all day long. But you know that you're not able to do that all day long because there's other parts of your life that needs to be taken care of. But a lot of times we are really sacrificing our passions for something else that maybe is important, but we always need to ask, okay, what are we able to do? What are we able to do to really improve our time, that we could allocate more time and passions. Sometimes it could be delayed gratification. Sometimes investing in building a business for 2 years and then going back to your passions when you build some kind of cash flow and you are having some passive income coming in and you're able to invest in your passions much more. So there's a lot of different things. It is reflecting on what you're able to do. Number 8 is, are there limiting beliefs or fears that are holding me back and how I can overcome them? This is a very, very important topic. Everyone understands that most people have some limiting beliefs, fears that is holding them back. When you start doing something and then some thoughts, I'm not enough, I will not be able to succeed, I could never do it, and so many questions, thoughts, perspectives that could come, and beliefs that maybe was built by someone that's not supposed to build that belief in you. And that's why we need to challenge every single belief that doesn't serve you. That's the best thing. When you have a belief, you say, is this belief serving me? And if it's not, how I could change it? How I could change this limiting belief? How I could change my station? Maybe how I able to go around this belief that I could achieve my result, about achieving the desired result, achieve the vision that I want. There's a lot of different ways that you're able to go out, but if you really want it, you will find a way. Number 9 is, what have I learned from my past experiences of both successes and failures? What I have learned from my past experiences, both successes and failures. Now, one thing I found that from successes, people a lot of times, sometimes even hard to learn from successes, because it seems everything went well, I will not reflect on it because everything went successful. No, you need to look into okay, what did they do well? What exactly did they do to make this work? So next time when I will pursue something similar, I do exactly something that worked. Because a lot of times people have success and then they fail because they didn't reflect what worked. And they just do similar things that on the previous times. But sometimes you do not know what worked exactly. So reflecting on experiences like success is very important. Now, for failures, there's a little bit different. A lot of times people reflect on failures, but some people have a tendency to not reflect on failures, but hide it and not mention it at all. You know that you failed so much, and it might be that you feel a little bit disappointed. It could feel that I don't want other people to know about my failure. But I truly believe that one of the strongest things that you could do is share that. This is how I failed, this is what I learned, and next time I will not do it. And it builds confidence in you that it doesn't matter what happens, you will persevere, you have resilience in you because you failed, you learned lessons and you move forward. So that means not to hide failures, because if you hide failures, you don't learn from them. But really put those in front of you and say that this is what I learned, next time I'll do differently, next time I'll do a little better. Number 10 is, how can I give back to my community or make positive impact on the world? That is an impact question. How I can give back to my community or make a positive impact to the world? That means we always need to ask, okay, what am I able to give? I love the saying that you're not able to give what you don't have. So of course you need to invest in yourself. You need to give wisdom. You need to give resources. You need to get a lot of things before you're able to give. And sometimes these resources is just saying something nice. So giving energy is one of the easiest ways sometimes to give to community and make an impact, because people do not understand how important it is to say something encouraging, because that's a huge impact on someone else. So if you don't have money, don't have time, maybe you're able to really, during your day, saying some encouraging words to other people who could uplift someone else's day and maybe pursue something that could change their lives as well. Number 11 is, what is my financial plan for the short term and the long term, and how could I improve it? So that is like finance question or the economic question that you're able to pursue. So what is my financial plan for short term and long term? Again, we need to realize all the time that sometimes short-term goal could not align with long-term goal. That is essential to understand. So what is that decision that we need to take that today could lead to the long-term goal? So that means if you want to make 50K a month or 100K a month, what we do today with a short-term goal matters a lot. But if you pursue some career that makes you 5K now, but it doesn't have, it's already reached ceiling, that means you will not be able to make that 50K. But maybe you pursue something that you're able to make 1,000 now, but it has unlimited ceiling. So that means that you need to make a decision based on not just how much you're able to make right now, but how much you're able to make in the future. So really bringing that in the question, how much potential I have with this career that I chose. Number 12 is, what small actions can I take each day to improve myself incrementally? This is very, very important. What small actions can I take each day to improve myself incrementally? That means every single day you're able to do something small. Now, a lot of times people have a life, people going through stuff. You can be depressed, you can have anxiety, you can have so much emotions, you can have everything could go bad, sideways, everything could go sideways. But what you can do is every single day you can incrementally improve yourself. Every single day. There's no a day in your life that you're not able to improve incrementally that day. That is a powerful lesson. So then I will repeat one more time. Every single day you're able to improve yourself incrementally. It doesn't matter how long, 5, 10, 15 minutes. Because what happens is, when you allocate 5, 10, 15 minutes, you trust yourself. You build confidence. You trust yourself that you will persevere. You put those 15 minutes no matter what. And now when you have energy, when you have time, when you have money, you build a skill set, you build a routine, you build consistency, and you add those hours and time and energy, and you're able to go for the road to success. So I'm a huge believer in incremental improvements. Number 13 is, how can I contribute positively to my community? That's a community question, and we really need to ask ourselves, we are not living by ourselves. There's a social community all around us. So what kind of community you want to add to? And then of course, you joining some community, you can join churches, you can go join running clubs. There's so many different clubs that you're able to join, and then really how you add value to the community, or maybe neighborhood. There's so many different communities that we're able to ask, okay, what kind of community I'm part of? So we can write down all the list of people that you are really part of. Maybe even job. This is a community. So how you can add value to your community, to add a job or anywhere else? Because we want to really make a positive impact and positive contribution to the community around us. And the last one, number 14, that I have at the moment is, how can I express gratitude and appreciation more regularly in my life? How can I express gratitude and appreciation more regularly in my life? This is, again, very essential question. I always find that when I become more grateful and I appreciate more, my life immediately gets better. Maybe not immediately, but externally, but internally always immediately gets better. So that means if you really want to improve your life, number one question that you're able to ask is literally, how can I express gratitude and appreciation more regularly into my life? This will be one of the first questions that you want to ask, because when you start being grateful, gratefulness and appreciation increases your energy. And with that energy, then you're able to pursue all other questions. And of course, when you ask those questions on a consistent basis, you get the answers, and you're able to pursue life full of meaning, full of purpose, full of growth, full of change. And of course, change brings different lifestyle, different everything. And we're supposed to do that. We're supposed to ask questions, because as I said, so when you're able to answer those questions honestly, genuinely, with a genuine interest in yourself, you reflect about yourself, you become much more aware, and because you are aware about yourself, you're able to take better actions, and because you take better actions, you get better results. And better results, of course, lead to the vision that you have set for yourself. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.